So when it comes to St. Patrick's Day, the true story is even more exciting than the legend and the myth. The facts are far better than the fable. This day that belongs to St. Patrick has become about leprechauns, rainbows, pots of gold, shamrocks, and green. Lots of green. Green lights, green beaded necklaces, green clothes, green beer. The city of Chicago even dumps 40 pounds of its top secret dye into the river. A green racing stripe courses through the city as well. But long before there was the St. Patrick, the myth, there was St. Patrick of history. So who was St. Patrick? Patrick was born in 385 AD in Scotland. He says this about himself, quote, "My name is Patrick. I'm a sinner, a simple country person, and the least of all believers. I'm looked down upon by many. I was taken prisoner when I was 16 years old," end quote. See, when the pirates landed on the Irish coast, they took Patrick about 200 miles inland, where he was a shepherd and farm laborer. 6 years passed, and Patrick had a vision in which he was shown an escape route. Patrick made his break from his captors at that point, traveling back 200 miles to the shoreline. Before he was a prisoner, Patrick's Christian faith meant little to him, and that changed during his captivity. His previously ambivalent faith galvanized and served to get him through those long, dark days. Now that he was back in his homeland, he committed to his faith earnestly. He became a leader in the faith community and soon felt a tremendous burden for the people that had kidnapped him. So he returned to Ireland with a mission. Patrick had no less of a goal than seeing pagan Ireland converted. These efforts did not sit well with the king of pagan Ireland. Patrick faced danger and even threats on his life. Yet despite these setbacks, Patrick persisted. Listen to this. Eventually, the king converted and was baptized by Patrick, and much of the people of Ireland followed suit. It was not too long ago that a New York Times best-selling book argued that St. Patrick and his Ireland saved civilization. Patrick would come to be known as the Apostle of Ireland. He planted churches, the first one at a place called Saul in Northern Ireland, a bit inland from the coast and just below Belfast. Patrick planted more churches as he made his way through Ireland. See, the challenge with St. Patrick's Day is kind of the sifting through the legend. For instance, Patrick used the shamrock as an object lesson to teach pagans about the Trinity, the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. St. Patrick is not even truly a saint. He was never even canonized or declared by the Roman Catholic Church. Patrick himself told us he was a sinner, not a saint. Patrick died March 17, 461 AD in Saul, where he planted his first church. So should Christians celebrate St. Patrick's Day? Well, if you do, you might want to consider wearing orange. After 1798, the color of green was closely associated with Roman Catholicism and orange with Protestantism, after William of Orange, the Protestant king. The holiday was certainly never meant to be used as a means for excessive partying and celebration. See, but wearing orange and trying to tell people who St. Patrick really was might be a good way to celebrate as Christians. So we remember Patrick best not in the legends and fables, and not in the ways his holiday tends to be celebrated. Perhaps we remember him best by reflecting the St. Patrick's breastplate, which has traditionally been attributed to him. The word breastplate is a translation of the Latin word lorica, a prayer especially for protection. These prayers would be written out and at times placed on shields of soldiers and knights as they went out into battle. St. Patrick's lorica points beyond himself in his adventurous life. It actually points to Christ, the one who he proclaimed to the people who had taken him captive. It says this, quote, "Christ be with me, Christ before me, Christ behind me, Christ in me, Christ beneath me, Christ above me, Christ on my right, Christ on my left, Christ when I lie down, Christ when I sit down, Christ when I arise, Christ in the heart of every man who thinks of me, Christ in the mouth of everyone who speaks of me, Christ in every eye that sees me, Christ in every ear that hears me." I'm Adam King with The Remedy. Happy Patrick's Day.